Alright guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe. Helps me out and helps to get these videos out to more people and a broader audience. So, we're standing here with the big boat. I am trying to repaint this thing. So, the paint on it is the original paint that came with it. And it's just starting to get kind of chipped and a little bit faded. And I want to make this a darker gray for when we shore hunt and when we do layout hunts as a tender boat. Stuff like that. And I think the darker gray would really set this boat off. There's a lot of dark carpet in here, and I think that the dark gray outside paint and maybe a little bit of the inside would really set it off. So I've been slowly trying to get some of the old decals off, which I'm having a really tough time with. But it's been so cold here and the boat stays so cold that even when I get it going, it just like kind of freezes up and cracks right away. So I'll show you guys where I'm at now, and then I'll keep documenting this as I go. I have a couple items coming that should be able to help me get this stuff off quicker. And then we'll get into like sanding it, prepping it for primer. And then I'm going to be putting some Parker paint on this. And we're going to do whatever their dark gray is. I think it's like ocean gray or something like that, battleship gray maybe. But I can put a picture of it here. And yeah, I'll show you guys where I'm at so far. So I started up here where it was easiest to get to, and I was able to get, there's like two different decals. There's a bigger one and a thinner one. And I was able to get most of the bigger one off as you come down the side here. So you can see this strip that's still left. And I was able to get about half of the big decal off. There's a decal that went right here all the way down. And that was mostly intact, so I was able to get that off. The problem that I'm going to run into, I think, is going to be where this got scratched up right here. And I think that that's going to be the hardest to get through. So I'm going to try using the 3M stripe off wheel for that. And then be able to get the rest of this stuff off just by using the heat gun. And I already got the old lettering off the back because I'm going to rename the boat. That's been off for a couple of years though. So I'll show you guys the other side and what I've gotten done over there. So this is how far I've gotten so far, and you can see where I've started using the stripe off wheel, which really helped. I started in the same spot, so it's going to be hard to get this off with the nose of the trailer there. But I'm running into the same issue where this just wasn't holding up because there's a bunch of scratches and stuff in it. So once you start peeling this off, if it's in one piece, it's easy to get off, but there's these little scratches and stuff, and it breaks it up as you're trying to pull it. Like the back half of this should really go pretty easily, but this front half is going to be a major pain in the ass. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it, but once I start working on it again, I will set you guys up and show you what I'm doing. Alright, so I didn't do a very good job of capturing this, but right now I've got everything down to this point, so I've still got this little tracker logo right here. All of that should go fairly easy because it's got not many pits in it, or cuts and pieces taken out of it, which really breaks up the vinyl as you're pulling it off. It's what rips it. So I've got the heater running to keep the boat warm, and then I'm just taking the hot gun or the heat gun and running it on low in front of where I'm pulling, and it's keeping the boat warm enough that the sticker's staying warm and I can pull it all the way down. So I'll keep updating you guys as I do that. This isn't really the most entertaining part of painting the boat, so I'm not too concerned about capturing all of it. I've shown you guys where we're at. And then once I get all this stuff off, then I can start sanding it. And then I have the paint on order. I'm going with Parker Bay Gray. That's going to be a little bit darker than this. Like I said, it should match the carpet a little bit better. But I just want something that looks nice. I use this boat for more than just hunting. So I want it to look nice and, you know, still be a good boat to hunt out of and have that color. But I want it to be nice when I'm fishing and I'm not just fishing out of a camoed boat. So I'm gonna get going on this and I'll catch you guys up when I'm done. So So I'm just heating in front of the decal, and then I'm just slowly working my fingers behind the decal. And that seems to be the best way to keep everything together. And especially with as hot as it is, it's keeping everything from ripping like that every 5 seconds. So it's working. Alright, so that's what she looks like now. Still got a little bit of gunk and stuff to get off, but that should sand off. If not, I can get some scrapers out and start getting it off, but just need to go over, I got some 320 grit sandpaper that I'm just gonna go over this real lightly, and then I can knock down any of the high spots. I got some 60 grit as well. But it's just gonna be getting some of this like build up off or discoloration and getting all of this stuff flat enough that when I go to paint it, it doesn't pop out and look terrible. Alright, so we got the first coat on. Still need to touch up some spots, like right there. There's just some spots that I couldn't see very well. But everything's looking really nice for the first coat. I gotta get this done. I just jacked it up a little bit to get it off. And then I should be able to get in there, sand it down a little bit, and get that stuff off of there. Get a coat on that. Do a second coat on the rest of this, and we should be good to go. All right, so we got the front painted now, so that's ready to go. I'm gonna put a second coat on this on the sides, and then I'm gonna start the back. So I'm gonna try and put you guys on a time lapse, but you guys saw the first one. It's really not that interesting. I'll definitely time lapse the back. It's gonna be a little bit more intricate than it was before. It's a lot of stuff to go around and stuff to really try and get in the nooks and crannies back here and make it not look like a toddler did it. So I am gonna figure out where I want to start over here, probably on the other side where I rushed through it and it was a little less professional than I did the first side because I was on a time crunch. But so far so good. This stuff is stuff's really easy to apply, the Parker paint. There's a lot of spots on the boat that I'm trying to cover, and I don't really want to have to keep going back and touching them up. So I want to do it right the first time, and because I also want to get started on the trailer too, because the trailer definitely needs some paint. But yeah, not looking too bad. A little bit darker than the layout boat. I like it. All right, second coat on both sides is done. I lit this side up so I could see it a little better. Turning out really nice. That's just a shadow from the trailer. Just if I doesn't think I missed that. That's done. And then we're also done over here on this side. That's turning out really nice. So yeah, we got just the back side now. I'll be able to drop this back onto the trailer tomorrow. It's sitting on a big jack right there just to lift it up off the front. And we're gonna tackle this back part. It should be fairly easy. Not really that concerned about how it looks because the back is a little bit more gritty as far as like under the transom. There's just some buildup there that I haven't been able to get off. It's just getting another coat. That's all it is. Just protection on the back side because a lot of the paint has worn off, especially by the gas cap and everything. That stuff's all been like worn off. And then I might possibly do the lower unit today. I just have to scuff it up a little bit and get some paint on there. It's turning out really nice. This makes it look like a completely different boat. I'll have some touch-up spots, especially on the rub rail, since I painted that. It's weird with the roller to get it in there. It doesn't really contour the best, so I'll just have to go down it with the brush another time. But yeah, we'll get you guys set up, start on the back. It's coming along, slowly but surely. There's a lot of stuff around here that I gotta try to avoid, like the gas lines, shifter cables and stuff like that. Not that big of a deal. So we got it done. I only went down to about where the scaling was starting and I didn't make it level at all, and that's okay. I'm not really that concerned about it. The back part of the boat isn't really seen all that much, and if I really have an issue with it later on, I'll sand it down, and I've got a ton of extra paint and I'll just paint it. Really not that big of a deal. Did I do a great job on the backside? Not really. It's gonna get a second coat and it'll look fine, but this first coat was kind of tough. There's a lot of really tight spots, and where on the side I could take the roller and just go, this was a lot of getting the brush in there and trying to make it look good and cover up some of the welding spots, the silicone spots, and like where the stuff comes through the transom, so like the caps and the little beauty ring right here. And I tried to keep the serial number or the ID number unpainted, but I'm just gonna paint it. You should be able to see it when it dries because I already went over it. Now it looks like crap, but everything else is starting to dry on the sides here. This is turning out really nice. I don't think I'm gonna need to go over it again. There's a couple high spots from the paint, but since I'm using a small roller, it's just the way it goes. Like I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time trying to make it look perfect. It's gonna get roughed up by hitting docks and stuff like that and going on shore. And then on the bumper, I'm gonna have to go over that with the brush since I only did it with the roller, and not too concerned about that either. Overall, this thing looks like a brand new boat. I mean, once I paint the trailer, it's pretty much gonna look completely brand new. I painted the rims last year. The trailer is just, I mean, wear and tear. I take it out a lot during hunting, so a lot of the salt stuff is started to give a little bit of surface rust through the paint, but overall, not that big of a deal. She's looking pretty good. Tried to keep some of the trim pieces, like the aluminum stuff, unpainted just so it gives it a little bit of a pop. Still not sure what I'm going to do on the inside. The inside's going to be kind of tough to paint just because it's really small areas like the back of the transom. And I'm not that concerned about the inside just yet. Maybe that'll be a job for next year. I like how it's lighter in there. The two-tone gives the boat a little bit of character. So I'm gonna keep it, I think. So far, so good. I'm gonna get one more coat on the back and then let the rest of this dry overnight. It should be good. Alright guys, so the next day, and everything dried up really nice. I'll give you guys a little tour right now. So everything really dried up nicely. Can't see the roller marks. Everything on the back side dried up nice and even. There's just some light spots that I gotta touch up when I get the chance, but that's not gonna be in this video. And everything over here looks really nice. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel and Too Many Hobbies podcast, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.